This last FOIL problem isn't particularly difficult, but it is something that I want to caution you. Something that sometimes people do, and it's wrong, is to try to take that 2 on the outside of the radical and do some sort of weird distributive property thing. And maybe we're going to square the 4 and square the root 5 and get something like this. Unfortunately, that doesn't work. What it means to square something is to multiply it by itself. That little 2 symbol means that we have 2 of these. And if you have a binomial times a binomial, that is a FOIL problem. So it's something we want to be careful with. That 2 means we have more work to do than just squaring one or both of the numbers. We actually need to do the whole FOIL process here. So there's more work involved in this problem than probably originally we wanted. I will go ahead and work through this. F-O-I-L. It is a FOIL problem, again, first, outside, inside, last. So we take a look at our first terms. The first is a 4 times 4. So a 4 times 4, that's going to get us a 16. Jumping over to our outside terms. The outsides are 4 and this negative root 5. So 4 times a negative root 5. We don't have to worry about the product rule there because the 4 is a coefficient. That radicand and the 4 are not going to mix. So that's a negative 4 root 5. What's nice about this FOIL problem is when I go to look at my inside term, my inside terms are going to match the outside terms. So I still have a negative root 5 and a 4. They're in the different order, but when you multiply those together, you get a negative 4 root 5. Note that these are the same. So that's kind of nice. Jumping over to the very last term, the last multiplication. The last ones are the negative root 5 and the other negative root 5. So a negative times a negative will make this positive. 5 times 5 is a 25, and the square root of 25 is just 5. So now we have these 4 terms. We've got a 16 as our first, and a positive 5 as our last. Those are like terms. Those are like terms, so we can combine them. Put those in green. 16 plus 5, that's going to give us a 21. And then we have those 2 matching negative 4 root 5s for the inside and the outside as well. Those are like radicals, so we can combine them. Negative 4 root 5, well, if you have negative 4 of them and then you take another 4 away, negative 4 minus 4 is negative 8. So we've got 21 and we have negative 8 root 5s. These are not like terms, so there's nothing else we can do. That's it.